Good job. Okay, so this happened. It said August 2nd. Was that correct? Is what you told the front desk?
Second, third, yeah.
Second or third. Well, I want to make sure that we're accurate. Do you remember what day of the
third.
week it was? It was the 3rd. Okay, so let me make sure. Let's see. August 3rd would have been a Thursday. Does that sound right?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday, so August 2nd. Okay. And kind of walk me through, you rode your bike to school, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
What were you there for? Because
Drumline rehearsals.
well, drumline rehearsals? Rad, that's cool. You're a drummer?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I played drum for 1 year in 7th grade. Okay, so Wednesday, so what time did you get to school?
Say 1:30-ish.
1:30 p.m. in the
Yeah.
afternoon? Okay. And where did you leave your bike?
The bike racks behind the school.
Okay, so you know how there's 2 bike racks? There's ones that kind of line up to where like the grass is.
Yeah.
And there's ones that line up to where
Yeah.
auto is. Which one was it?
Grass.
The grass side? Okay. And it was kind of closer to, would you say like closer to the school? So I can try and pin it on camera. I want to make sure. Was it closer to the school?
Yeah.
Closer to the parking
It's
lot?
closer to the school.
To the school?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1:30, you got there, you parked your bike there. Now be honest with me, did you lock it?
Yes, but I guess the lock wasn't that great.
The lock wasn't that great. So what was the lock? Was it kind of one of those,
a cable lock, I
a
think.
cable lock? Like demonstrate with your kind of like your like fingers, maybe how big it was. Was it kind of narrow?
It's kind of like,
Do you, okay. Do you remember purchasing the lock?
it was a while ago.
Do you remember like how much it was?
I did. I bought the lock. It was for his elementary school. It was one of those cheap combination lock. It was $5 with the combination, so it's easy for him to remember.
Yeah.
But once he go to Irvine and we purchased the e-bike $1,500, I bought him a better lock. I told him to use it,
Yeah.
and he didn't use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Let's get through with it, right? So you put the cable lock on there. You locked it to the bike racks, I'm
Yeah.
guessing, and then you went to drumline.
Yeah.
And at what time do you remember returning to the bike racks?
So 5:20,
5:20. Okay, so from like 1:30 to 5:20, so almost about that 4 hours. Like you weren't with your bike, right?
Yeah.
And then when you came back, what did you see?
It was gone without a trace.
Okay, so like your bike lock wasn't on the ground, cut or anything like that.
Yeah,
No helmets or something like that
Yeah,
left
no,
behind.
nothing.
Okay, when you got there, do you remember seeing anybody around or no? That didn't seem like they belonged there or anything.
Not really, no.
No.
When I got there was construction going on.
Okay, and like, kind of tell me a little bit more about your bike. What's the brand? What color is it? What's it look like? Any pictures of it?
I have a picture of it.
Okay,
It's,
cool.
White e-bike. It's by Sandals, I think.
Okay.
It has a bike rack in the back.
You show me a picture? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have,
Do you have the serial number written down?
No.
No? Okay. And I know we've come across this many times. These bike companies are silly and only put these serial numbers on the bike and nothing else a lot of times,
Yeah.
especially from Costco. So I'm not sure. You can check if you still have the receipt if it's on there. A lot of times it does not because it's.
I checked the receipt. There's no serial
Yeah.
number. It had dates and everything on it. So
And I've even contacted these like bike companies and asked them, but there's no way for them to trace its serial number, so that's what's hard. Okay, so you said you purchased it from Costco for about $1,500. Is that correct?
the original price is $1,500, but it was on sale for $1,000.
1,000. Okay. And when did you purchase that?
The 17th of July.
Okay, so fairly recent. Okay, and how do you spell the model? Do you know?
SONDORS. Yeah.
Does it have like I don't know if that company has different models of bikes.
Yeah, it does.
What model is this?
The Smart Step
Smart Step?
Yeah, LDT.
LDT. Okay, you said white.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I know the picture doesn't, but you said it has a like a rack in the back.
Yeah, it has a rack with a bag on it. It has two lights in the front and a phone holder.
those are the things we put in addition. His mom and I put them in.
Okay.
So the bike rack, the 2 flashlight,
Okay.
and also the phone
Phone.
holder. It was a really nice bike. That's why he took it to school.
Yeah, it sounds like a real nice bike. Do you remember the cost of any of the extra stuff?
Yeah, it's about together. It's about $120.
Okay, so all those together.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any like tracking devices on it? Any Apple AirTags? Okay.
He has it now on the new bike.
Okay. Did you write down your serial number of your new bike?
Is there a picture?
There's picture, but there's no serial. You need to get the serial number. It's a learning experience for you.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'll give you a little more advice there, Dan, too. Have everything correct.
I have a lot of Vietnamese audience, so sometimes you hear me talking in the background. This is a learning experience for them too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, we don't want this to happen again. That's for sure.
Thì con trai đang gặp cảnh sát của Irvine để mà báo cáo về cái xe đạp điện bị mất 3 tuần trước. Cảnh sát đang hỏi là chi tiết của những chiếc xe.
Okay, so on Wednesday, August 2nd, you arrived with your bike at about 1:30 p.m. You parked it on the bike racks at the rear of the school next to the grass, and you went to drumline practice. You returned to your bike around 5:20, 5:30 hours, and your bike was missing. No traces of it, no bike lock, no nothing. You advised that you did lock your bike, but it was with a thin cable lock, right? Didn't notice anybody around, wouldn't know anybody take it, didn't give anyone permission to take it, right? Nobody knows your combo to your lock. No? Okay. And then your bike, you told me it's a white e-bike, Saunders Smart Step LDT. Some accessories that you have on it is a rack with a bag on the back, 2 lights to the front, a phone holder. All those kind of approximately cost about $120. Don't know the serial number, and you didn't have any kind of tracking devices on it, right?
No.
Now, how does this one need a key to make it work, or you just kind of turn it on?
No, you just turn it on.
Turn it on and go. Okay. Is there any apps that's connected to it? No. Okay. All right. Cool. So what I'm gonna do now is, so Irvine does have video surveillance. So I will look at the cameras kind of in that hour. Oh, what were you wearing so I can kind of identify? Do you remember?
It's a black Ducks t-shirt.
Black Ducks t-shirt. Okay.
Anaheim Ducks.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Was there lots of bikes? You remember if there's lots of bikes there? Just want to make sure that I can like find you. I'm like, oh, yep, that's the bike. You know what I mean?
By the time, there wasn't that many bikes
Not when you
when I
parked
got,
it?
not when I
Okay.
parked, but when I got back, there was,
If I have any issues, you said you're going to school tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay, if I have any issues, I'll try and track you down at school. I'm gonna have you identify yourself on cameras so I can make sure I'm specifically watching that bike. But I shouldn't have any issues. So I'm gonna review. I have the access to Irvine High's video surveillance. So
Awesome. So you were the officer. No, I just use that to let him know that's a high risk. This guy already hit your spot
So
already.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, unfortunately there are bad people in this world. That's why also that we're here, we're employed, right? Because we have to obviously clean up their mess and help prevent these things from happening. There's also things on your end that you can kind of help prevent this from happening again, right? And not making your bike an easy target. So like your bike costs about $1,500, right? So I always explain to kids with these little locks that you're basically protecting this $1,500 stack of cash with like a piece of string that can make it easy to cut, right? So we don't want to like lock those things up, and a lot of kids won't even lock their bikes up. I'm not saying that wasn't you, right? We're late to class, I'm not going to lock my bike up, stuff like that. Any kind of excuses, oh, I was too tired. I totally thought I did lock my bike. And so make sure with this bike, right, we're learning from it. You have a U-lock, U-shaped lock?
Yeah, I have a U-lock.
Okay, perfect. So make sure that you take extra, like a little bit of time, a few extra seconds to make sure that it's like affixed to your bike and to the rack, right? So don't be lazy if you're late to class. It's okay. I'm guessing you're going to be a good student. It's not going to happen often, right? So if for some reason you're running late, take the extra time because God forbid that happens, right? We do have video surveillance, but we don't have like a bike rack monitor that we're out there 24/7. And unfortunately, with a lot of Irvine schools, we're connected to parks. So we don't. You notice Irvine High does not have a fence line around the entire school. So with that, it allows opportunity. We try and prevent it from happening and just trespassing, but it allows opportunity for people to walk in from the park and maybe steal bikes because they know a lot of times there's going to be a kid that doesn't want their bike or they're really cheap hawks, and they just carry around these tools that makes it quick, easy, and for them to go away with, right? And then they quickly sell these bikes a lot of times. That's how they make their money, right? Like being a thief is like their full-time job, right? So again, like we try and do everything that we can, but during the summertime, obviously we don't have security out there. So we did get quite a few bikes that got hit with athletics and stuff like that.
They told me that even a golf cart got stolen, and they found a golf cart a few days later. Yeah.
So obviously we try and these things not to happen, but sometimes people are up to no good and steal stuff, right? But yeah, so you lock, make sure you go home today, write down your serial number, because the serial number is important because we can put that in what's called like a stolen system, like a stolen vehicle system, stolen item system. That's like, so if like a patrol officer goes and stops, hey, that looks like the bike that I took on bike theft earlier, the report. They can stop that, look at the serial number, they can run the serial number, and if it pops up stolen, right, then obviously we can take that bike. But if we're stopping somebody and the serial number doesn't come back with any hits, like it's stolen or anything like that, and even if it is your bike, we have no way of like proving that's a stolen bike, right? And another officer in another city doesn't know about the bike theft report that I took, right?
Yep.
So that's why the serial number is, because every serial number is going to be specific to your bike, right? That can help with recovery, okay? And Apple AirTags are just a little extra security, so they're not perfect with tracking, but it's just a little bit of extra like help with recovering those things. But the serial number is the big thing. Have you heard of Project 529? Okay, so Project 529 is you can register the bike with the city, so it allows you to write in all the information, the serial number, upload a picture of your bike, right? So that's now registered with the city, so that makes it also super easy for us to, like, if it goes stolen, then you quickly go up and update it. Hey, this is a stolen bike. So then again, if an officer stops somebody on the street, right, and they see a bike with them, they can run that. We always run the serial numbers to make sure that it's not stolen because it's common, right? And that'll pop up on not only Project 529, if the serial number was in the stolen report system, right? It'll come back saying it's stolen. Okay, so I'll write those things down. That's your homework. Cool. Homework right before school starts. For your new bike. Again, so this is just kind of like your stuff to make sure this doesn't happen again, because that stinks, right? Did you have to like work towards some allowance to get a new bike? Nah.
Yeah.
No, what do you do for it? That's nice. Like, you got a brand new bike. Did you work off some chores at least?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So.
What happened was he saved up all the money since his 9th birthday, and
so it stinks.
Christmas, New Year, birthdays. He put it in
This
an
is real
account.
money.
Yeah, he put it in the account, so it was taken out of his account for the bike.
Yeah.
He
more money, it
he wasn't
stinks.
happy. But
Yeah. Okay, so Project 529. So that's going to be how you're going to register the bike with the city. Okay. Now, have you heard about, this is new this year, that you need to attend one of the bike safety classes? Yeah. Okay. I believe Irvine High is like the first week of September. I would get there early because we had our first one at Portola, and some people had to be turned away because it was so many people, right? So you need to make sure that you go to one of those classes in order for you to ride your bike to school, right? But it helps you learn all the laws and stuff like that, rules and safety. So I'm putting it right down serial number, but if you register your bike on Project 529, that's a way of saving your serial number. You always can access back to that. Cool?
Don't you wish you find all this out before you rode the bike to school?
And then also what you can do, it's been some time, so I'm gonna be really honest with you. It's a very slim chance that that bike is gonna get recovered. But a lot of times, but what you can do is go onto like selling websites like OfferUp, even Facebook Marketplace, and look on there. And if you see like, hey, this is my bike, like I know this is my bike, then you can reach out to one of us and we can try and like track it down, set up for like, you know, like a pretend buy and stuff like that. But if you know that that's your bike, so I would scan kind of those things, just because a lot of times that's where these people sell bikes on. It's like a Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. There's a couple other different selling apps. Okay, so I would look into that as well. Do you have any questions for me? No. Are you excited to start school?
I have a separate question for you.
Yeah.
This is also for the public for learning experience.
Yeah.
Right after we report the bike stolen on Facebook, there's a lot of people who came in and told us use this service to track the bike. So there's a lot of them, and they turn out to be scammers.
Wait, you came where? I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
We went on Facebook and
Yeah.
said that, hey, my bike got stolen, and then a lot of people who came in and say, oh, my bike was stolen, and I use this service to track my bike.
It's scam.
They are
Yeah,
scammers.
careful with that.
Yes.
Yeah. I
So
would just
what
check-
is your experience on that? Could you?
I don't really have much experience on that.
So I guess we have more experience. They all turn out to be scammers.
Scams.
After we came in and checked their profile, they just like set it up to
Yeah,
scam
I
people.
wouldn't sign up for any like services like that. But check Facebook Marketplace, like within kind of this county. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they go over to like Santa Ana, Tustin, and whatnot, and they sell in a different city. And OfferUp, and I know there's a couple other ones. So just like the basic kind of selling apps.
Yeah.
And again, is there any other identifying marks with your bike, any scratches, paint chips, stuff like
Brand new bike.
that? Okay. So you'll just have to look for, obviously, it might be like your bike without the accessories, right? Or it might still have your lights on it, and you're like, nope, that is my bike, right? So just look on those and check it out, and then you can email me if for some reason you track it down. If it's like weekend or night hours though, I would reach out to the police department directly, because obviously you kind of want someone to try and get on that quicker than rather than waiting through the weekend for me to get on it, right? And on here, in a second, I'm gonna ask dispatch for a report number, and so that's a report number that goes to your actual bike theft report. So like, if you do in fact like find it and you call, hey, I found my bike, like it's online, this person's trying to sell it, you're gonna reference that he hasn't been responsible for all the bike thefts at Irvine High, but definitely that's what I'm gonna look at is video surveillance. Cool, and I'll try and update you with that. Okay. Oh, lastly, I need to get your information. And are you like Luke the Father at gmail.com? Yeah.
Taylor TV at Gmail.
So DUNG Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay. TV at Gmail. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So let me just get that report number once the air is clear. 551 DR, please.